This election fraud stuff is a crock. It's shameful. And it's shameful. And I say that, I mean that. As an American, I'm ashamed. I'm disgusted by it. Stop. Grow up. These people literally are vandalizing our democracy and trust in our institutions. I care too much about this nation. I care too much about this country. We're debating democracy in America right now. This big lie, this insurrection, what the hell's wrong with these folks? Grow up. Accept the results. There's absolutely none. It's embarrassing to even respond to that because it's fantasy. They're making stuff up and it's hurting our country. Forget this election. Guys like me come and go. We are a dime a dozen politicians.
Governor Gavin Newsom has led the charge against Donald Trump refusing to back down by calling a special session right after election night to make sure that him and his legislature can safeguard against the Trump presidency and protect California values in his state. And of course, this drove Donald Trump absolutely crazy to attack him multiple times on Truth Social. And Gavin Newsom just went public with the latest attack that Donald Trump is making on him, and why it is so important that Governor Gavin Newsom called this special session, and why we need to see more preemptive action from Democrats across the country. And we are going to get into that. All but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really means the world to me now. Like I said, Gavin Newsom has been talking about what his special session will accomplish, but he did so in a press conference in Fresno, California, in which he talked about the preparation being taken to safeguard California values, to protect Donald Trump's attacks on legal immigrants, and to make sure that he has the back of every California. And I want to take a look at that press conference right here.
As it relates to the special session, that's a special session to focus on litigation, preparation. As it relates to the reality, it's not a theoretical exercise. We know what happened the last time Donald Trump was president. He vandalized our progress. He vandalized our programs. He broke the law. Courts adjudicated that. It's not an assertion. He did certain things that were unwound at the agency level that attacked this state. And so we are preparing for that. And that was the whole point, is the whole point of the special session. We're not going to be caught flat-footed, and we want to be prepared as early as January 20th, and that's why the special session is important. We also have a brand new legislature coming in, a lot of new people, and this will be an opportunity to engage and convene, talk about the previous 122 lawsuits. Again, we reacted to the assault. It wasn't a proactive litigation strategy. It was a reactive strategy. I hope there's not one lawsuit with Trump administration. As I said, open hand, not a closed fist. No governor in California worked more closely. No governor in the country, I would argue, Democrat, worked more closely, Democratic governor, with Donald Trump than I did during COVID. Same time, he took $1 billion of your high-speed rail money. Same time, he tried to take your crime grants. At the same time, he tried to vandalize most of the progress of the last half century as we were getting along. So again, no one's naive. I've been there. We have the receipts. We know exactly what he intends to do. He's been very honest about that. And there's nothing to suggest the last 2 weeks that he's not even more hell-bent on doing it. Look at the folks, one less today, that he's lining up to run these agencies. And that's why it's very important we're doing the work we're doing today, putting our head down, not focusing on Trump, focusing on you, focusing on communities like this. At the same time, we want to protect our state and protect our values. Billions and billions of dollars of your money in the Central Valley at stake if we roll over and we play naive and nice. Central Valley, as well as Silicon Valley, then immigrants have been one of the driving forces of our economic output. One of the driving forces of our economic success. We're the tentpole of the American economy. You're not a $3.89 trillion a year economy unless you outperform, you outproduce. And that's because of the remarkable contributions of immigrants across the spectrum. I'm very concerned about the chilling effect of Trump's rhetoric on legal immigration, not just illegal or irregular immigration. I'm deeply concerned about mixed status families in this state. I'm concerned about our kids feeling safe going to school. I'm feeling concerned already. I met a young woman, literally, God is my witness, I went back to her. I said, you weren't just exaggerating just to tell me a tall tale. She's getting chemo, and she doesn't want to get additional chemo treatment because she's scared to death about Trump's deportation policies because of her status. And she's been here almost 10 years. She's got a family. She doesn't want to get chemo treatment. She's that scared. She said, how can you help me? It's serious. Health, public safety. I'm worried about people that have been witnesses of crimes or victims of crime coming forward. All of those things, those are very serious things that we have to address and attend to, and that's what we'll be talking to the legislature about, not just in the special session. This is secondary to the special session. It's work I'm doing right now across many different agencies, and we take it very, very seriously. I was on the phone with him consistently, late night, early morning, getting along, and he was assaulting and attacking this state, taking money from the people of the state of California, rolling back all kinds of laws in this state, of trying to roll back waivers, trying to exercise his control and preemption. He asserted lawsuit after lawsuit and assault after assault. So of course, regardless of whether or not we had a big hug at Mar-a-Lago or not, we need to prepare for that reality. You're wise enough to know that. You recognize where this state was, not just with the Newsom administration, but the Brown administration. So we're going to prepare for that. I'm not looking, it's not about voters. It's not about voters. I care about people. I don't care who you voted for. I care about people. I care about Trump supporters. I care about RFK Jr. supporters. I care about Tucker Carlson supporters. I care about Charlie Kirk supporters. I care about Ben Shapiro supporters. I care about all people. I care about the people living here in the Sierra, folks down in San Diego where I just was, or in my backyard in Fair Oaks, California. I care about people, and I care about protecting them, their public safety, and their public health. And I care about being honest with them as well and level setting with them. This is not an academic exercise. We had the experience with Donald Trump. Don't fall sort of prey to somehow this is some new day. Listen to what these guys are saying and telling you. Look at what they're prepared to do day one, January 20th, 21st. Get prepared, and no impact will be greater than the impact in this region. And there may be a lot more Trump supporters here, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to still have their backs because they need us to have their back, not turn their back on them.
I'm so glad Governor Gavin Newsom is leading this charge, taking the preemptive steps needed to safeguard his state and encouraging Democratic governors across the country to do the same thing, because the information that Governor Newsom just went public with about Donald Trump shows exactly why we need to do this. Now, of course, we saw Trump attack Gavin USO on Truth Social, but he also just revealed a bit of private contact that hasn't gone so well with Trump in this article. Right here, Governor Newsom says President-elect Trump hasn't returned his call since the election. The governor said last week on his Politicking podcast that he has attempted to reach out to President-elect Donald Trump after the election, but he didn't get a response. Donald Trump is so petty. He's such a petulant little angry child that he will not respond to a governor reaching out to congratulate him. Now, Governor Newsom has talked extensively about the ways that he kind of had to fluff up Trump's ego and be nice to him and praise him about or his respond to natural disasters in order to get the funding that his state needed. And that is why so many Democratic governors have fear about this next Trump administration, whether they have burned any possible bridges with Trump by calling out the real threat to democracy, that he is calling out the attacks that he has made on our fundamental freedoms. And of course, Governor Gavin Newsom, who is referred to as Governor Gavin New Scum by Donald Trump, would have those worries. And that's why we have to take those safeguards. We have to make those safeguards and take those precautions now, especially with a qualified cabinet that Donald Trump is building out that will be equally damaging to states who need support from the federal government. And not only is that damaging, but it's also incredibly dangerous and scary. The cabinet Donald Trump is putting together, just listen to Jasmine Crockett talk about it right here.
And not pretend as if you know, these white tears, this white fragility that we are experiencing is anything other than that, and that it's not about equity. It's about making sure that we can have the likes of the people that have been elevated into Trump's administration, who we know are not qualified, while skipping over qualified black men that, yes, I may disagree with, but I think we can all say that Byron Donalds, as well as Senator Tim Scott, are more qualified than almost every single person that has been put into this cabinet. But they are also diverse. They are also black. And so they have been skipped over. And that is the type of life that they want us to have in this country, is one in which even if you're mediocre, even if you are unqualified, but you are white, that will be enough.
We saw Republicans wage war on DEI practices all throughout this election, asserting that Kamala Harris, who had more experience as an elected official than Donald Trump and J.D. Vance combined, was somehow a DEI candidate. But now that Donald Trump is electing or appointing people without any elected experience or without any experience in the fields that they will be running, if they are confirmed into his cabinet, just shows that he is the one with the DEI choices. So spot on there from Jasmine Crockett. But of course, we're hearing the other side of the story from Maggot, the lies on the other side of the story from MAGA. And those are perfectly put in the most ridiculous way by Lindsey Graham right here.
But I do have a Trump hat. No, thanks for having me. A little bit about, yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go.
A little bit about Pam. Home run pick. I've known Pam for years. She's competent, capable, ethical, former Attorney General of the state of Florida. President Trump could not have chosen better. And the only people that need to worry about Pam Bondi are the ones who want to use the law for the political purpose. Those in the Department of Justice who really want to make the Department of Justice an extension of politics. Those are the people that need to worry. She's going to clean house. She's not going to engage in lawfare herself. She's going to give President Trump good advice in fighting crime, helping clean up this immigration mess, making sure that we have laws to protect us against terrorism. Pam is the right person at the right time. Well done, Mr. President.
So Lindsey says that Pam Bondi is the perfect choice. There couldn't be anyone better. Which is exactly what they said about Matt Gaetz. Seems like that didn't work out. But Pam Bondi, a little bit of info about her. She's an election denier. She herself is an election. Donald Trump's cabinet. There is no adults in the room. There is no one who will, as many people speculate, these are always Republicans. You know? Maybe stand up to him. No, that's who these people are, and we have to continue to advocate against them. We have to continue to call them out. We saw that our voices actually have power. Matt Gaetz had to withdraw his name. We have to continue this pressure campaign, have to continue to call them out. And that's what we're going to do every single day on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you're stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you soon.